गावातून संसदीय निर्वाचन क्षेत्र
sacred areas which are known as sanctum sanctorum. The parliament, the apex legislature of our country, is regarded as the temple of democracy. The table area where the officers and reporters of the house, the secretary general and the presiding officer are seated is considered as the holy sanctum sanctorum of the house. A certain degree of sacredness is attached to this place. In our temples, devotees are allowed only up to this sanctum sanctorum and not beyond. Entering this sanctum sanctorum of the house in itself is an act of sacrilege. It has been happening as a routine for some time. I am distressed by the way this sacredness was destroyed yesterday. While some members sat on the table, some others climbed on the table of the house, perhaps to be more visible in such acts of sacrilege. I have no words to convey my anguish and to condemn such acts. As I spent a sleepless night, last night, I struggled to find out the provocation or reason for forcing this August House to hit such a low yesterday. A discussion on agriculture problems and solutions was listed. There can be difference of opinion and there can be a specific demand from anybody. They could have discussed it in the House, protested and voted against this thing. And you have got every right, members have got every right to demand for it, withdrawal also. But it is for the government to act. You can't force the government to do this or not to do this. Different kinds are admitted by chair. Language used by the list of business is drafted in such a way that it is acceptable to all sections of the House without denting the thrust of the issue to be discussed. It happened yesterday too, and the chair has been doing it for a year. I find it difficult to understand as to why the subject was listed in the list of business for yesterday would have prevented any member to raise any issue concerning the farm sector, including 3 farm bills that some members were keen to raise in the House and even demanding their withdrawal. Yesterday was a golden opportunity for the concerned members to have gone on record with their positions on all issues relating to the right of the farmers. But it was not to the, please have the decency at least, as the chair is saying something, at least to hear it. You may not agree, that's a different matter. The positions on all issues to the right of farmers, but it was not to be, as the sole intention seems to be, not to allow the House to function.
Sir, 35 bills have been passed.
Right at the start of the proceedings of the House yesterday, I have cautioned them not to take up the listed discussion on farm sector. And then, what is worrisome, some members of the House have caught the sad moments of sacrilege in the House yesterday and posted it on the social media. By doing so, they only ended up showing the people to the extent which this August House can degenerate to the newfound competitiveness and aggressive disruption by some sectors. I was very sad. I am deeply anguished, and also the nation also is anguished. As the chairman of the House, I am sacred to visualize implications and consequences of such competitive acts of sacrilege in our temples of democracy. I earnestly appeal to the collective conscience of this House to seriously reflect on what happened yesterday, to explore the remedies. If any failure to do would certainly amount to a setback to our parliamentary democracy, to make it irrelevant, I would like to remind all of you that we begin to celebrate 75 years of our independence in a few days from now. The choice before each one of you is very clear. Either to be best parliamentarian or the worst disruptor, the choice is yours. And I am told that some people have complained about not showing this in the Rajya Sabha. I don't know why Rajya Sabha TV is not showing. This also can be shown. I have no problem. I don't want to run the House like this. I am adjourning the House to meet at 12 a.m.
So there you have the Rajya Sabha Chairman Venkaiah Naidu condemning all that transpired on the floor of the House yesterday, and Rajya Sabha for the moment stands adjourned. Let me quickly bring in my colleague Anuj, who's tracking more on the same. Anuj, we were picking up source-based information that the chairman will also take action against those opposition MPs who are solely responsible for creating so much ruckus inside the parliament premises yesterday. What more do we know, and what are we really expecting? Because, you know, the Prime Minister also, we are being told, asked for the list of those MPs who were absent in Rajya Sabha yesterday, and certainly whatever has happened on the floor of the House is being looked at very, very seriously from all sides.
Well, exactly. That's something what we have been told, that whatever has happened yesterday on the floor of the House is not acceptable, and everything is being looked up by the Rajya Sabha chairman and has been reported to Prime Minister Narendra Modi also. And what we have been told, this is by the sources, that an action is also expected by the Rajya Sabha chairman, that's Venkaiah Naidu, and this is expected that this will be announced. But if we talk about the latest, we have seen from the very first minute of the House started, this has been again noticed there from the ground, there from the House, that this was uproar again in the Parliament, and this was Venkaiah Naidu, Rajya Sabha chairman, who was speaking about yesterday's incident, that whatever has happened should not be done in the House, and there is a responsibility of the parliamentarian how it has to be taken. But on the other hand, this was uproar again which was witnessed, and what we have been told, that Rajya Sabha is adjourned at this point of time, and this is to wait and watch what exactly will be the action. But certainly there is something what we have been told, and action is very much expected on the leaders who all were there, the MPs who all were there in that particular ruckus which was seen yesterday from the House. On the other hand, we also spoke to Pratap Singh Bajwa, who was clearly seen in the video throwing file toward the seat of the Rajya Sabha chairman. He is not ready to regret. Opposition leaders had already gone with the meeting early in the morning, just before the monsoon, this particular day's session to start, and there they have decided, what we have been told, that they are going to continue with the ruckus, they are going to continue with this uproar in the houses, and that's something what we are witnessing from the very first minute since Rajya Sabha started. So what we are waiting at this point in time is the kind of action that is going to be taken, because that's something what we have been told through the sources, that action is going to be there and everything is going to be reported to the Prime Minister also. And let me also tell you that this is not limited to one party leader, this is not limited to Pratap Singh Bajwa only. These are multiple MPs. There were the MPs who were there, the part of ruckus, and this all list is going to be prepared and everything is going to be reported to the Rajya Sabha chairman as well as to the Prime Minister, what we have been told. And Rajya Sabha chairman there will be looking around to the videos and will be coming out with the names who all were there, including, let me tell you, the TMC leaders was there. This was Samajwadi Party leaders, what we have been told, and this was none other but Pratap Singh Bajwa, who could be clearly seen in the video and not ready to regret on the same.
Absolutely. And if we go by what
stands with the...
Yes, if we go by what the chairman of Rajya Sabha has said, he's absolutely and completely anguished by what's happened on the floor of the House yesterday, and is in fact saddened, Anuj, that the fact that this is a place where everyone should in fact keep their views and hold discussions. Now it's being misused. Whatever happened in the highest temple of democracy is being condemned by the Rajya Sabha chairman, while the Rajya Sabha for the moment stands adjourned till 12 p.m.